And that's us, man. I'm trying this jingle thing out, guys. You gotta stay with me here. Good afternoon, wherever you're at. My name is Charlie Pankey, Sierra Right Now podcast. Thank you for joining us again this week. We hope wherever you're at, the Sierra is in your future. And if you like to get on lakes, if you like to get on trails on your bike or get out and just enjoy the water, today is going to be a good episode for you. And we are traveling up north to one of our favorite areas, Lake Almanor, today to talk to Bobby Smith, owner of High Elevation Kayak Rentals, High Elevation Rentals. Bobby, help me out there.
High Elevation
What's the official?
Rentals is the official name, and then we rent a bunch of other stuff too. So
That's right. But we I know in the springtime we go up to Lake Almanor usually every spring. I'll be up there in a couple of weeks actually for the kayak fishing tournament there at the Pines Resort, and one of our favorite stomping grounds around Lassen National Park there. So, Bobby, well, thank you for being on the show. Thanks for coming along. How are things going today?
thank you for inviting me. It's been going great. It's warm weather up here finally, so I've been enjoying it.
Very good, very good. Well, we'll just kind of introduce you to the audience here. You started a rental business on the lake there. Sounds like just the last couple of years, and you specialize in mountain bikes, kayaks. You're telling me about some new things you have this year. Why don't you kind of introduce your business and what you guys do up in the Chester area?
So the company is High Elevation Kayak Rentals. You can look us up on the website. I have a website created through Wix just for basic information and pricing each year. Basically where to eat up here, the best spots, local spots. And
don't give that away yet. We're going to get to that.
Yeah, okay. So I rent really higher end kayaks for people to enjoy if they want to do touring, if they're out here with their kids. I got kid kayaks. I got paddle boards, inflatable and hard boards, whichever one they want to use. I added bicycles last year. I have approximately 12 mountain bikes, full suspension. Same thing, top end. Basically, I found a company that I could find them wholesale price, but they're upwards of the $4,000 to $6,000 type of bike, so you could experience that stuff out on the trails around here. And then this year is new. I added. I met with a guy from Southern California, and he created this awesome idea, and he created a kayak that you can row. So it's called a row yak. So it's very unique. It's just coming out this year. I ordered 2 from him because I told him this is the perfect area to kind of help, get it out there for him. And then also I added water bikes this year. So if you don't know, look it up. It's very unique. I haven't seen very many around. I haven't seen any up here at Lake Almanor. So I wanted to bring that to people to experience. I tried it out 2 weeks ago. It's so cool and fun. I mean, it's a bicycle on 2 basically inflatable paddle boards that has a propeller in the back, and you ride it like a bike, and it takes the waves. So on those windy days up here on Lake Almanor, I mean, it just goes over any type of water, boat waves. It's fun. So yeah, I'm excited for this year.
I came up last year up at Lake Almanor. Was one of my I was learning to paddleboard last year. That everybody, my readers know that was my new experience I was taking on last year. So I learned to paddleboard, and Lake Almanor was on my list. So I went up there afternoon. I don't even know what beach I was at. I just picked a beach on the west side there, and great spot, beautiful mountains. There's still snow on the peak up there, and I can't stand up yet. So I tried to stand up, and what I do, it instantly fell off. And unfortunately, the beach I was on had kind of lava rock underneath it, so that hurt a little bit. So I learned my knees for a while, but the water was great. There were geebs, those little geeb birds floating around all around me. And there was a bald eagle down the shoreline I saw take off. It's a beautiful place to kind of be on the water.
I think that's one thing that really, you think it's just a busy lake and you're not going to see wildlife. I mean, I do the Grieve Festival every year. They're out. The girls are out of Quincy, the Audubon Society, and they count the grebes. They watch over the birds. They do all kinds of really educational things all over the county. So I hooked up with them my first year, and I've learned so much about the birds up here, the grebes.
Yeah.
Because I used to see the grebes and I didn't know what they were, and I'm like, man, that's a really cool bird. Like,
It's a
then
cool
they
bird.
called me and I learned so much. Like, but I've seen 3 bald eagles on that west shore, all
Yep.
down the shoreline together. I mean, it's just a beautiful area with so much wildlife, and like you said, Mount Lassen is staring at you right there off the west shore. So right off Plumas Pines Resort, you just
Yeah.
have the mountains. I mean, the lake is gorgeous. That whole west shore is still has the forest there. It didn't burn up from the fire, so
Yep.
it's just a little area that is so wonderful. That's where I send most of my clients. I deliver there. If they ask me, from Canyon Dam up to Plumas Pines Resort is the perfect area to go, because that whole mountain is blocked from the wind usually, so you can
Yep.
kayak and paddleboard pretty much the whole day. So it's a perfect spot.
That's a great tip there, because I know I was out there for the bass tournament last year as well. Doing some photography work and following the tournament around. And Mark there has taken me. Mark Pilgrim's taken me out bass fishing on the lake. And so early in the morning, that lake is just glass. But as it gets on late in the afternoon, that wind comes in. It gets a little different experience on the lake, and all the
Yeah,
fishermen are out there all day. But the size of the lake has always impressed me, because you're right. You can be on a boat or on a device and no one's around you. I mean, it's a
no.
big lake, and you'll see a boat come racing by out in the middle every half hour or something, but they're all off in their own little coves and little directions. It's pretty fascinating how much people get on the water. So
Yeah, as soon as you start kind of, if you go over towards the peninsula and work your way around the east arm, basically, there are so many private docks, up in that area, but
mm-hmm.
most of them kind of stay up in that area. So the West Shore, I mean, yeah, on Saturdays in the summer it can get busy, but yeah, it's so spread out. You just have so much room. You don't feel crowded. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
my customers have come from, say, South Lake Tahoe area, Carson City, where they would go to Tahoe, and a lot of them are coming here just finding Lake Almanor because it's so expensive, and it's just overpopulated. It's hard to,
Yeah.
all the regulations. Up here, Lake Almanor, it's very relaxed, very spread out. So you're never feeling like claustrophobic with people just surrounding you. I take people all along that West Shore, and there's so many miles of it that you can always find your own spot and stay away from people if you want. So it's
Yeah.
a really cool place.
And people don't realize how clear Lake Almanor is as well. And maybe not Tahoe clear. Tahoe's kind of famous for their clarity. But like when
Yeah.
we were bass fishing, we were in 15 feet of water. I can see the fish swimming down at the stump. It's
Yep.
super clear. And with paddleboarding last year, the same thing. I was going, yeah, there's no problem seeing my feet. Dangling in the
Yep.
water all the way down. It was pretty cool. So
It's kind of
that
that
West
catch.
Shore also. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Apologize.
It's the catch 22 of the shoreline. You said the lava rocks, kind of the rocky shore, but at the same time, there's not too much of that silt and clay to be worked up with the waves. So it really
Yeah.
it doesn't get out there, and so yeah, the clarity, you can really see down pretty far. So it's
Mm-hmm.
it's really neat.
That's cool. They also on the West Shore. They have that big path. I forget what they call that path. Is it called the Lake Almanor Trail, or what? What's the path that's on the West Shore?
The Lake Almanor Rec Trail. Yep.
Rec Trail. That's what it's called. Okay.
It's about just over 11 miles one way, so a round trip of about 22 miles. I, I don't even know how to explain it. If you've ever ridden in the redwoods, if you've ever ridden a mountain bike or hiked on any of those paths like that, when I found this trail, I mean, I cannot believe I live here. I would go if I didn't work all the time during the week. I would go there every day and ride the 22
Yeah.
miles because it takes you along the lake. I mean, it feels so surreal when you're riding it.
It's
Like,
old growth. It's old growth, man. It's beautiful.
yes. Oh, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. Takes you in
Nice.
and out of the
Yeah.
forest, out to the lake. I mean, it gets up on the north side through the burned area, but the peak up there, you can see over the whole lake. So, oh, it's just a beautiful trail to ride.
Yeah, yeah, really it was stunning. I've only been on it once myself, but I didn't do 22 miles, but it's a really nice piece to do. Now, talk about your mountain biking rentals there. Is it they pick up the bike from you and they can go any trail around, or do you have certain catered trails that you drop bikes off out and help people get on? I know
So
down south, we got I think it's Hoff or whatever it is down there, but
So over in that Quincy area, I know they have the bike rental
mhm,
place over there, and they'll take you up the mountain.
yeah,
Here, I would say it's less extreme, but
yeah,
you got basically two main trails. You got the Biz Johnson, 25 miles ish,
oh
one
yeah,
way. So that's for your more adventurous and time, and and then I've had people rent them to take them to Lassen.
hmm
They'll take them for a couple days and go up to Lassen and ride there. But pretty much a lot of it's going to be that Lake Almanor Rec Trail right there. So
okay.
one of the things that is with my company that was unique that I kind of looked around when I started it, and my wife and I looked at models all throughout the U.S. But to deliver this stuff, so I deliver the kayaks,
Mhm.
I deliver paddle boards, and pick it up, and I
Nice.
try to make it really easy on the customer. So it's the same thing with the mountain bikes. I drop it off at the trailhead. I meet whatever time they need. I'll meet them there, drop it off, and then they just let me know kind of when they're getting back to the trailhead and when they want me to come pick them up. And they get off the bike and leave. I take care of
Right.
all the loading, unloading, and just basically make it easy and fun for them. But yeah, I deliver them.
That's awesome.
They can pick it up if they have a vehicle, so I allow them to do that as well. But yeah, basically, I just because the rec trailhead is about the north side is probably 10 minutes away from where I'm at in Chester,
Mhm.
and the
Mhm.
Canyon Dam trailhead start is about 18 to 20 minutes from me. So either way, whatever starting point, I'll go deliver and pick up wherever they need me to. So make it easy
That's
for them.
awesome. That's a great service for your area too. I mean, if you don't know where Chester is at and you're listening to the show and you go, what are you guys talking about? Lake Almanor is it's really kind of the northern tip of this, what I call the Sierra. The Sierra actually stops kind of technically at the Yuba River, I think, the canyon there. But
Yeah.
Lake Almanor has a little bit of granite in the area and volcanic rock from like Lassen area. So it's kind of that transition zone of the Cascade and Sierra area. But it's deep old growth forest around the lake. It did have the Dixie Fire several years, take a big chunk of forest, around Juniper Lake and through the
Yeah.
park. So it is different up there. But I'm telling you, I've been up there a bunch the last 2 years because Plumas County is one of our sponsors, and what's unique is the meadows are coming back. The meadows are taking over the forest again, and it's
Yep.
if you don't know anything about a forest ecology, trees and meadows are always in battle, right? Meadows were here, and then the trees encroach and kill the meadows, and then fire comes and the meadows return. And I'm telling you, it's really quite a beautiful scene. If you just can kind of look around and go, oh wow, look at that meadow. I bet you that hasn't been here for 50, 60, 100 years because the forest had taken over. And now there's new wildlife opportunities. The place is transforming just like Lassen always does. And Lake Almanor and Chester right in the center of all of it. And again,
Yeah.
the east shore wasn't even touched. It's just gorgeous over there. This
Yep.
trail we're talking about on the west shore, you won't even know you're in fire until the very end.
Yep.
And the campgrounds are all there. So it means really, people. I've heard stories of people not going to north because of Dixie. You're blowing it. There's a ton
Yeah.
of just regrowth beauty to the area that's unique. It's still that small town California feel where, yeah, it's not every service that you have like South Lake Tahoe, for example, but
Yeah.
it's no crowds. You can just walk on the beach and not have somebody next to your shoulder. You can get on the water and not be interrupted. You can take a bike ride and probably see nothing but birds, because or
Yep.
deer. Uh, so it's really quite a special place in my mind. So.
It's that hidden gem up here. I mean, I didn't know it existed until I was doing road construction, moving around in Northern California all over. And one of the jobs was up here. And so I found an RV park because I lived in my fifth wheel with my wife and our little guys. And so we found this, and we went up to Silver Lake, and I had my kayaks that we took everywhere with us. And I could not believe how beautiful this place was. I was sold. So I kept moving around on the road. But when I left road construction to uh, go into maintenance and remodeling and stuff, I wanted to come here, and that's how we ended up in Westwood. Was when I was done
Okay.
with road construction, we chose Westwood, the RV park. I lived there, and then I just kept building my maintenance program and my business, and then I got hired here at the Timber House Lodge in Chester, and that's the bosses are awesome. They allow me to run my business when I get a call. It's just me, so I can clock out.
Okay.
I go do my deliveries and then I can come back, and he allows that, and so they're really awesome for that. So
And
I can
that's awesome to know that this is kind of this is kind of your hustle, if you will. You know, you've got
yes.
a solid model. And so, like, how many kayaks do you run? I mean, what kind of inventory we got for if big parties want to come to the lake?
So the first year I started out kind of small with what I could gather because it's just me investing into it. I just wanted to get people out
Hmm.
on the water. So by now I have approximately 24 kayaks. I
Okay.
have about 12 paddle boards, about 12 to 13 mountain bikes, including a couple younger kids, 12 and stuff for families to be able to go out. Um,
Okay.
so, and then the water bikes, I added 4 this year and the 2 row yaks. So I got quite a big, quite a bit.
That's fun.
So
That's a lot
yeah,
of fun. Yeah, you're not stopping most parties for sure. And
no,
you most of your guests are staying for the weekend or going to be up there. Well, so you could really do Lake Almanor a day trip. A lot of people, but you got the
yeah,
Pines Resort right there, which is a great place to stay. I always
yep.
stay at St. Bernard's Lodge down the road a little bit. You know, what's some other ones there, places to stay there that we
Timber
could
House Lodge and then the Lake
Timber
Almanor
House
Lodge. They added those and remodeled all of them. So basically,
perfect.
they're really nice. They have anywhere from 1 bed up to 3 beds. They have kitchens, so if they're here for the weekend and want to cook themselves.
Hmm.
Plus, like I said, they remodeled them, and we're finishing up here. And then this next winter, we'll get done with the Lake Almanor Lodge. But a lot of it's remodeled and just really nice wood, pine. So makes you feel kind of at home and in the woods, rustic.
And
So
cozy, exactly. And,
yes,
you know,
yeah,
last year we interviewed the folks from Wake Almanor, so that does the
oh yeah.
wakeboarding up there as well, and there's boat rentals, and obviously we've interviewed the oh, I'm gonna forget the fisherman's name, Captain.
I know who you're
Oh, he's gonna
talking
shoot
about.
me. He's gonna shoot me. He's one of the best trout fishermen up there, you know. And now
Yes,
he's gonna shoot me his name. But so we've done a lot of Lake Almanor because we just think it's such a beautiful area. But if a family wanted to come and get away for the weekend, especially early season, you know, up there with the snow still on the peak, it's just gorgeous. You could
yep.
come up and get a room, a very affordable room with great food in the area. You could have bike rentals, kayak rentals, boat rentals, go fishing, go golfing. It is really a recreational paradise. And I don't know if anybody rents UTVs up there, but there's plenty of dirt roads for that too.
My
So there's a
wife
lot of
won't let me yet.
opportunity. Not yet. Okay, good. Yet. But then
It's an
there's
idea, but
fishing.
she said no.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so there's fishing at multiple lakes around there because even across on the west side of Lake Almanor,
Butt Lake
um,
Reservoir.
which what Butt Lake Reservoir is a
Yep.
beautiful area down there. Unfortunately, you get in
Yep.
touch with the fire, but I imagine
Yeah.
regrowth there is getting green as well.
Yeah.
Uh,
Half of the mountain got burned, and then the upper half, the inlet, is still really beautiful. If you go up in there, and a lot of that trout fishing is at that inlet where the river's coming in from the pipe. So all that food
there you
coming
go.
down. Yep.
Absolutely. And then I love going out to Butte Lake in Lassen Volcanic National Park. So I'll drive around to Butte Lake.
Oh yeah.
And then the buttes and the cinder cones out there and stuff. I think that's one of the pretty areas to be out there. I saw guys kayaking that lake last year. Matter of fact, when I was
Yeah.
up there hiking around. So you've been in the area for a while. I mean, it sounds like you have some kids. Let's give our guests what's your favorite spot on the lake. Let's talk about lakes first, and then we'll go back to mountain biking a little bit.
So my favorite, I'll start with my favorite lake in Plumas County, basically, and
Mhm.
that's definitely Juniper. Even though it got burned, that water is so beautiful throughout the day, but when you get on it, it is so clear, and it's like a Caribbean blue green, and it's
Mhm.
so just wonderful to be out on it. For the last year the road was closed, and I think the year before from the heavy snow out of
Yeah.
2022 or something.
Yeah.
Um,
23. Yeah.
oh man, it washed that road off the mountainside. So they've been trying to build it back. So I am hoping this year I can get up there and see it. And but
Yeah,
on Lake Almanor, it has to be right just above, not even 500 to 1,000 feet north of Plumas Pines Resort. You pull right off the road there. You can park your car with right on the beach, and that's the cool thing
that's
about
where
it
I
is,
was at. That's
yep,
where I got in at.
you see Lassen. The waves are minimal because the wind's being blocked by the trees from behind you. Um, all on our day off, that's where we take the kids every single
Cool.
time. So basically, right there on the west shore, and
Yeah.
anybody anywhere from Canyon Dam all the way up to Plumas Pines Resort, there's so many little hidden beaches within
Hmm.
there. If you get right, Joe Majors with the rentals there at Plumas Pines Resort, he's told people how to get down to that beach, and it's not far, and it makes you
Yeah.
feel like you're in some sort of hidden paradise. Like, so it's pretty cool, but definitely the West Shore.
That's awesome. Yeah,
And
when I did the paddleboard last year, it was me and one other couple. And they were at the other side. I had the whole thing place to
nope.
myself, so it's
Hey,
pretty awesome.
last year was my first year starting out on paddleboarding, so don't feel bad. I mean, it took me like
No,
10 times before I could feel confident to stand up and not fall.
I never did. It took me, I think, 3 legs before I finally got a good solid standing session, and then towards the end I was doing better. But I just like doing it on my knees, to be honest with you. So I'm
Yep.
a pretty big
You,
guy, so
you
that
get those sea legs going, man.
and what I found is I'm a big sail, so if it's windy at all, I go a lot faster across that water. I got to get back. But
Yeah.
so so what about mountain biking? What's the I know you go do the 2 trails, but do you get out and ride in the area? Are those the best? I mean, Biz Johnson is a awesome trail, right? So that's one of the national scenic trails.
From what I've heard, I just started the mountain biking rentals last year, officially, really for the first year. And Biz Johnson, from everybody I've talked to coming through, the mountain bikers who are on it, it's just now it got burned too, but
Yeah,
it's really cool because it goes along the railroad in sections or something they were saying. So
yeah,
going through the ravine, and especially as you get closer to Susanville,
yeah,
you're down in that canyon along the river. So I really want to experience it this year. I want to find a buddy or two and just come with me and go see it, and because I
yeah.
want to do the whole 25 miles. But usually I have my family with me, so we just take him out. My 9-year-old loves riding on the Lake Almanor Rec Trail. He'll
Okay,
push himself. He did 17 miles round trip on last year.
nice.
Yeah, his legs were tired, but honestly, it's one of those trails that if you start up at the north, or swap it up and go to the south end and start from Canyon Dam, it's so diverse throughout the whole trip. We kind of set points in between. There's bridges you cross so you can come to a creek. We stop at the
Yep.
creek and let the boys play at it. It usually dries up about June once the snow melt goes away. But if you hit it early enough, you can see the creeks flowing down through there.
Yep.
But honestly, that trail is just a hidden gem. I could do it
Yep.
every day.
I
So
I
as the
I can
boys get
appreciate
older,
that.
I'll probably get out.
Keep it simple. The one thing I
Yeah.
haven't done there that's on my to-do list is on the east side, that mountain ridge up on the east side. There's actually a trail that goes around back to a pair of lakes that are on very top of those peaks. I want to say it's called Heart Lake, but I might be wrong on the name of that. But it
Oh,
is a hiker's trail that goes up the east side, behind the east side ridge. So I think you're more on the westwood side, coming into the mountain from that
yeah,
way. And I
yeah.
found it on a map one time and go, someday I'm going to do that trail, but I haven't got it done yet. So.
That's where I
But
see those hidden lakes up there by Juniper and stuff too. And the
yeah,
hiking
yeah,
ones, I'm like, man, I want to get out there. Like,
yeah. You just got to go sometime, man. But you're
yep.
busy. You're busy. So, well, hey, you wouldn't believe it. We're already at 25 minutes, and we try to keep our show at 30. I want to ask you a little bit about Chester, yourself, and town life.
Okay.
People coming off the lake. We've talked about places to stay. What places to eat? What's the go-to place to eat in town that you like to recommend? People traveling through or staying in town.
Oh man, if you have time, definitely the Timber House restaurant. They have really good food. Chef
Hmm.
Jason is phenomenal there. If you have time, if not, you can always hit up some of the other places. If you're near Westwood, the best pizza is definitely Buffalo Chips, hands
Oh,
down.
really?
Oh
Is it
my
really?
gosh. It is the
Haven't
best
tried
pizza.
it.
So Westwood, Buffalo Chips. But here in Chester, Happy Garden has really good Chinese food.
Yeah.
Beings is like a buffet. And there's a couple other places, a really good Mexican restaurant. So they have really good little places to eat. They probably should have more, but yeah, so there's definitely places to eat here depending on
Yeah.
what you're trying to do, quick or not. So, but yeah,
That's awesome. Well, hey, I want to do a real quick shout out. I'm going to run a little video for our sponsors here in the Carson Valley. They're the ones that sponsor our shows. But I want to make sure I go ahead and shout out. We're up in Plumas County here in Lake Almanor, and they're my original sponsors. Them and St. Bernard's Lodge have been with me from the beginning. Want to shout out to those guys. They are awesome people to work with, and I love spreading the light of Plumas County. It's a great place to recreate, anyways. But I want to give a quick shout out to them. Of course, our main sponsors. We can't do anything on this channel without them. Carson Valley, our home base for all our adventures. We go to Lake Almanor here for about 2.5 hours up north, maybe 3 hours, depending on where I'm staying at. But we go up there about 3, 4, 5 times a year and go up and recreate in Plumas County. So we really love it from here in Carson Valley. But let me do a real quick sponsor thing, and then we're going to come back, and we got 3 questions for you, Bobby. You ready?
ready.
Okay. Carson Valley doesn't have as many trees as you guys do in Plumas County up there, but we have the wide open spaces. So that's probably why I connect so well up there. It's like it feels like home.
Beauty in all of it,
Uh,
man.
very good. Hey, all right, Bobby, got 3 questions I can ask all my guests. Very simple questions. They're all about you. Okay, so I want you to pretend that your bag's packed behind you. You can take the family if you want, but you got to go anywhere in the Sierra to go play for the weekend. You get all the weekend off. Where are you going and why?
Honestly, I'd probably I don't know the Sierra too much, but basically, I would probably stay right up here in the
Okay.
hometown of Chester, man. I'd go up to Juniper and take the kids camping and just hang out up there and maybe hike to those hidden lakes, the day trip ones. Honestly,
I love it. I
um,
love it. Juniper Lake
I'm
is a great recommendation. So
I'm a total outdoor enthusiast. Like I don't like the city. I don't do well there. It's just home is in the mountains. So
very good. Well, after a day of camping or playing with the kids with the bikes and on the water and stuff, I'm a food guy. I like cheeseburgers and milkshakes afterwards. Right? What's your
yep.
go-to meal that you have to have either out or at home? What do you have to have after a long day outside?
Oh my gosh, when I can talk my wife into making her homemade pizza. She makes the dough from
Oh,
scratch, make the olive oil, fresh garlic minced on it, cheese, and rotisserie chicken in a pizza oven. But
nice.
I got, after a long day, she's usually tired, so it's me barbecuing.
Barbecue's not bad either, but homemade pizza, I can get
No.
after that a little bit. Definitely get
Yep.
after that. Very good. And then finally, we're all gearheads in some way, right? So I'm a paper map guy. I always have paper maps with me. What's your go-to piece of gear you just don't like leaving home without?
I would have to just say my knives, man.
Yeah. Are
I
you a big
always
knife
carry
guy?
my pocket knife, always. And
Yeah.
basically, depending on if I'm going far up, I always have my fire starter, my knives, my axe, just to be able to keep warm. And I always bring water and some survival food. It
So
sounds,
a woodsman. You're a
yes.
true woodsman, right? You got to have all
Oh,
the
yeah.
supplies to keep warm,
I
make
grew
your
up
make
in
your
Trinity
campfire.
County up there in Lewiston, California. So I used to
Beautiful.
go back up in the quads. I'd pack my gear and go up in snowstorms. So, yeah, always bring the essential heat and some food and water.
There you go. So our next episode of Bobby will be our survival in Northern California show.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Well, I hope you guys have a great summer up there. Like I said, I'll be up there in a few weeks for the kayak fishing tournament there out of the Pines Resort.
Sweet.
And we got summer coming up. this will be our in mid-May, our episode here. Our summer magazine will be out. We're going to have all kinds of tips for what to do in the Sierra. Got some great stories about river rafting and fishing that I just got done doing. Don't want to
Sweet.
miss the summer issue coming up. So please check us out online. Share this, this show and what we're doing with your friends. We sure appreciate you. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff down there. We hope that the Sierra is in your future wherever you're at. Bobby, I want to thank you so very much for being a guest today, for sharing us a little bit about high elevation kayaks and your rental business up there. I hope that this helps bring people up there and enjoy the lake a little bit more.
Thank you, Charlie. It was awesome.
Awesome. And wherever you're at today, we drive safe. Hope you're blessed. And I hope the Sierra is in your future so that your next trip is your best. Have a good night.